Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to our recovery mobility chill session for today. There's not many of you right now live, so I'm gonna wait a little bit more if someone will join. But anyway, after that, we are going to start. And if you're doing this later, that's also perfectly fine. If you are here with us, just comment something, say hello. We are now inside of the box. Just again, some change of location. Last week we were outside. This week we are inside. Maybe if this keeps going on, I will try to change the location every now and then. We'll see how it goes. Before I will tell you what we are going to do today, I think how I check now the screen, we're gonna rearrange a bit. So just hang on with us for a bit. All right, I think we should be in. Now, again, I'm gonna wait just about a minute, and after that, I'm gonna explain how this session will look like today. You had it, you turned it off.
Yeah.
All right. So, what we are going to do today is a little bit different than what we did the previous, previous weeks. Not too much different, but we are going to use a broomstick today at the beginning of the session. So, our active part will be with a broomstick today. So, if you do have a broomstick, then prepare it with you. Don't worry if you don't have it, because how we will do is that I will do always the version that we includes the broomstick, and Naya will do the version without a broomstick. So even if you don't have anything that you could use as a broomstick, don't worry. It's gonna be still fine, and you can still do everything that we are planning to do now. We are going to start with some breathing though. It will be very, very basic. What we are going to do is that you're gonna sit down, either how Neo is sitting on the heels or in a cross shin position as well. That also works. The point is that the spine should be kind of tall so that you can fill your full inner body up with air. As always, we are breathing in and out through our nose, and as always, we are trying to fill our stomach and belly first, and then the lungs. And while we exhaling is the other way around. So imagine that how you breathe in, filling up your stomach, belly, then the air goes up, filling up your lungs, like as if you would pour some water into a glass, and is the reverse way when we are exhaling. Also, because I think that our first part after the breathing will be a bit longer, the passive part probably will be a little bit shorter today, but that is also fine. So what we are going to start with is breathing. You will just sit, and 5 seconds will be everything. 5 seconds inhale, 5 seconds hold, 5 seconds exhale, 5 seconds hold. So it would look like that you breathe in for 5. When the 5 second is up, you will hold it, what you inhaled. Then when the 5 second is up, you will control the exhale for 5 seconds. So, and when all the air went out, the empty lung, empty belly, you will hold it again for 5 seconds. So after you exhale, you hold it before you start the next inhale. All right, so you will count it in your head. We are going to do this for about a minute or 2 on your own, count in your head. Let's just sit down and breathe. All right. So hopefully by this short breathing exercise, you all feel a little bit calmer and ready for our next part, which will be our active part. Now, usually what we do is that I move as well to the mat and you just follow along, but this time we are going to go from exercise to exercise. So I will demonstrate one exercise. We will demonstrate both the with broomstick and then the without broomstick variation. Until then, you should just watch. And when I'm telling you to start, we are going to go for, with each exercise, you should expect about 10 to 15 repetitions. So the first one will be, you will lie on the ground. And then I will demonstrate both versions so I can actually tell you what to do. So come here, please. So she will lie on the ground and she will grab the broomstick over her head. Notice that how she grabs it is that one end is here in one hand, so she's not holding it in the middle. Now she will keep the legs and the hips on the ground and she will rotate slowly up until she feels her T-spine opening and then slowly back. One more and back. All right. Thank you. You can go back to your mat. If you do not have a broomstick with you, how this will look like, you will just be on the ground and then your working hand will be behind your head and you will open up like this, how Naya is doing. All right, so whichever version you do, I want you to go through 10 repetitions each side, very, very slowly and controlled. All right, I'm going to do with the broomstick, Naya will going to do without. All right, I'm done with 10 reps on one side, so I'm going to just change to the other and do the other side as well. Oh, I could feel this. All right, so this was our first exercise with the broomstick. I'm gonna just wait a bit so all of you can catch up, but I think I did pretty slowly. So if you followed us, then you're probably done as well. The second one will also be on the ground. It will burn the shoulders and the upper back a bit. So you will have the broomstick overhead. Imagine a pull-up grip. So kind of shoulder width a bit outside of your shoulder. And you will have your forehead down on the ground. First thing you will do is to lift the broomstick. Good. Then pull it down, keeping the shoulders up, pressing back up, and on the ground. The key here is that while you are pressing overhead, you shouldn't let the broomstick or your shoulders to drop down. That will give that burn that we are looking for. If you are without the broomstick, the movement will look like the following. You will have your arm overhead. You will lift it up, elbows down, back up, and back down to the ground. All right, we are going to go through 15 repetitions of this, nice and slow. All right, let's go. 15, 1, 5. Felt it? Oh. Yeah, good. This was a good one. All right. We're gonna rest a bit before we move on to our next exercise. Our next exercise will move us to a kneeling position. Now we'll demonstrate it. We're gonna mix up a little bit, and it's gonna be working with our groins a bit, and also our obliques. How it will look like is that you will be in a lunge position, but you will have one leg to the side. You will have the broomstick on your back. And what you will do is first you will rotate to one side. That will be your oblique side. So currently Nea's left oblique is stretching. And then from here you rotate down to the other side where the straight leg groin, you will feel a stretch there. All right. So this was one repetition. So one side, other side, that was one repetition. And we are going to do 8 and 8. So it's right side, left side, that's one. You're going to repeat that 8 times. Then you change the leg position and you repeat it for another 8. If you don't have a broomstick with you, you will mimic this by your arms straight to your sides, and you will rotate how Nea is currently doing it. All right? Make sure that you feel the stretch. Make sure that you pause for a second, but we are moving now. This is the active part. All right, so 8 repetitions. Let's go. All right, I'm done with 8 on one leg. I can relax a little bit if I need to, but then I will move on to the other side and do 8 repetitions on this side as well. Yeah, it feels different for me as well, especially the groin.
Yeah.
Good. That felt actually pretty nice. Good. Now we are going to move on to work with our legs, mainly abduction and adduction will be the next part. So you will have, if you do have the broomstick, you will have the broomstick in one hand. If it's in your right hand, then make sure that it's kinda in front or a little bit of outside of your right foot. You will lift up your knee. You will have the knee. No. Yeah, so we go to the outside now.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going for the outside now, and you want to move away your feet from the broomstick. Yeah, that's it. And back, one more, and back, one more, and back, and then you put it down. You can hold on to the broomstick if you want. So this will be 3 repetitions. You will put down your feet, you will rest, and then you will repeat this 4 more times. So 5 times 3 repetitions, knees against the broomstick, and you want to move away from it. If you don't have a broomstick, then find something that you can hold onto. Nea is using the rig, but a wall or anything can work so that you don't lose your balance. And then what you're going to do is you will lift the leg up, and then you will mimic that the broomstick is your other hand. So if you want to move away, then you press your palm against the inside of your leg and move away and back, how Nea is doing. Again, 3 times, put it down, and then repeat it 4 more times. So altogether is 15 repetitions, but I want you to put down after every 3 so that you, bless you, so that you can regain your balance and the reps will be quality. After that, we are going to do for the other direction, but first now we are moving away from the broomstick, so we are moving for the outside. All right, let's get it. One leg is done for me, so I'm going to change to the other. All right. This was moving away from the broomstick. Now we are, to the outside. Now we're going to go to the inside. That's correct. How Nea is currently doing. So you're having now the outside of your knee against the broomstick or against your hand if you're standing at the wall, and you're moving now your feet not away, but for the inside. The same deal, 3 reps, put it down, repeat it 5 times, then change legs. Good. I can feel the muscles that I use, so this was also a success. Now the next one, we're gonna do the 90-90 seated positions the seated position that we are doing every week. But this time, if you have, we're gonna add the broomstick. So you will see the 90-90 position Hanaya is sitting in, but you will put the broomstick under your back leg knee. It will be on your ankle-ish part on the front leg. One hand is down to the ground, the other is helping to open it up. Open up. You can go, of course, now higher than without the broomstick, but this is our goal. This is increasing the passive range that your leg can move in. This is the first step, and the next step would be to achieve this range without using the broomstick. If you don't have a broomstick, then you go for the active part, when you go only without any external help and you're just opening up. We are going for 10 and 10 each side. Changing sides for us. All right. The next one will be in a standing position. You're missing one that we're going to do. So the broomstick will be again on your back. You're kind of going down to a good morning position, but with wider stance. Even wider, yes. So soft knees a little bit, hinge back with the hips. And then you rotate to one side and to the other side. It can be a continuous movement. You don't need to come up. This is it, what Naya is doing. Altogether, we are going to go for 20 repetitions, so 10 each side. If you are without a broomstick, the same deal. You will have your arms to the sides, bend over, and rotate one side to the other side. All right? We are going to go again 10 repetitions each side, nice and slow. Goody. Last one with the broomstick will be in the seated position. You're going to try to find a quite wide stance with your feet, but of course, the goal is that you can reach for the broomstick in the position how Nea is doing currently. And what you're going to do is you will pull yourself closer, as close as possible, lean over, hold it, and then back and relax. Pull yourself closer, hold it, and back. All right, we're going to go for 15 repetitions. Remember, this is the active part. Now you can actually use that broomstick to pull yourself close a bit. If you don't have a broomstick, then depending on your mobility, grab your toes, grab your ankle, grab your shin, whatever. Pull yourself actively closer, chest to the ground. Feel the groin stretch, feel the lower back stretch if you can. Hold it for 2 to 3 seconds and then sit back. All right? So 15 repetitions. This will be the last exercise of this part. I have 2 more pulls. All right. That was for our first part. As I told you in the beginning, ow. I just stepped into something which is in my leg now. So now we're gonna give ourselves a minute of rest, and then in the remaining time we are going to switch to the passive part. So probably you know the drill already. We're gonna hold the positions for 1 to 2 minutes, maybe 3, depending on which position. In this, you should forget the active pulling, pushing, pressing. You fall into the position how your body tells you to do. As long as you feel the sensation in the area that I tell you, we are good. So we don't need to overdo this. That would do us more harm. We are going to hold passive positions, which slowly teaches our brain that, yes, our body can go a little inch, a little millimeter further and further. This is also an equally important part. Then the other part, when you are actively without any help with your muscles, you go with an active approach to those positions. That is also, yes, very important. I think we have to do both. And why we are doing this passive stretch is always in the second part, because in my personal experience, it really, really helps me to recharge, to reset. It helps me to actually recover faster. and it calms my central nervous system and brain down, even though sometimes these positions are uncomfortable to hold, which is fine. This is where the next point, which I always tell you, the breathing comes in. Zip the mouth, use only the nose. If you can, count it 8 seconds in, 10 seconds out, or if it's too much, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. The point is that we need to slow down our breathing as much as we can. This will calm ourselves down a lot. If at any point something is other than uncomfortable, just hurts, sharp, whatever, come out, lie down, and wait for us to finish. This part will be a bit shorter now because I decided that to introduce this broomstick part, but we're gonna still get in a good amount of work in this part as well. Now, as always, I'll be on the mat and I will direct you from there. I'm just having a sip of drink. And we're gonna start with if you haven't been back to the box, just so that I will know the time, you don't need to see it, you will hear a very, very familiar noise soon. If you have something that you can put under your knee, then by all means do it, because being on your knees probably is not the most comfortable stuff. We are going to start with the dragon position. So my left knee is on the mat, my right leg is in front, my left leg is long behind me. So this is the incorrect position, this is the correct position. How far you go, of course, depends on you. I'm not pushing myself, I'm not doing anything. I just fall forward until I feel the back leg, hip flexor, and quad. I feel a sensation here. I'm trying to keep the spine tall, but otherwise I'm kind of relaxed in this position. We are not dealing with tight stomach, tight ass right now. That's the active part. We just fall into it. Try to be nice and tall. And if you need to hold on to something, then hold on to something. And we are going to hold this for 2 minutes now. We're going to move to the little younger brother of the dragon, which is the lizard. The only thing you do from here is that you put down your hands. If you can, you put down your forearms We still have a nice stretch in the back leg, but we added the right leg hip area as well, or glutes. Personally, I will use a wall ball here. Your knee can be inside, outside, wherever it feels alright for you. This is also a 2-minute position, from which about 30 seconds already passed. You can use any blankets, pillows, whatever you find at home if you need to lie on something. All right, we come out slowly and change sides. Be gentle, be slow. Left leg dragon. So left side actually, because it stretches the right leg, but we call it left side. Spine is tall now. Right leg is long behind you. Also a 2-minute position. We are about the halfway point for this side of the dragon. All right, then from here we are going to move to the lizard on this side. So try to put down the forearms, hands, whatever you can. All right, then very gently come out all the way to seated position. My right leg is in front, my left is pulled back. I'm leaning against, falling against towards my right leg. I'm feeling the stretch in my hamstrings and in my lower back a little bit. I can have my hands anywhere next to your body on your leg, but you don't need to pull yourself too much. A little bit of a pull is all right, but we are not going any radical uh, distance in this stretch. You should feel your hamstrings again, actually the only one, the right, and your lower back as well. This is also 2 minute position. We're closing on the halfway to this 2 minute now. All right. From this position, remember my right leg was in front. I'm going to lie down. My left leg is up. I'm grabbing my right hemis, and you will feel quite an intense stretch in your left gluteal area in the butt. It's okay to pull a little bit. It's okay to hold against. Just make sure that you feel the stretch in this designated area, glutes on the left. We hold this also for 2 minutes. All right, undo your legs. Just gently sit up. Left leg straight ahead, right leg bent. We are going to do the other side as well. So left hamstring and the lower back is the target now. Then we lie down on our back. This time, the right leg is up, you grab the left, so it's the right glutes that you feel. This is our last position for today, 2 minutes. All right, just undo your legs and just lie down on your back and just relax for about a minute or two. All right, that was it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, whether you did it now or if you do it later. Thanks for tuning in. I personally feel really, really relaxed and recharged. I hope that I will see you next week. If you didn't come back yet to the box, I hope I will see you soon in person. But if for any reason no, then please stay tuned for our online classes because we're going to keep that for now. So whichever works for you better now in this situation, choose that one. Keep up the good work. If you do this later, then please comment on the Facebook post under the Facebook post so I know that you did it. How did you like the broomstick part? How the breathing went in the beginning, or whatever you think. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your Sunday and see you guys next time.